The Welcome to Yorkshire Ebor Festival is just days away and hopefully will take place in blazing sunshine like this. And of course it represents something of an annual pilgrimage for trainers all around the country wanting to take back some of the White Rose County bounty, and Newmarket handlers have traditionally had a very strong record at the four-day festival. Hardly surprising given the strength of the racing. Three fantastic Group 1s, of course the Juddmonte International, in which we'll see Frankel and Co this year, the Darley Yorkshire Oaks and the Coolmore Nunthorpe Stakes, all complemented and offset by one of the great handicaps in Europe, the Betfred Ebor. I've come to the Jockey Club rooms here in Newmarket to try and catch up with a couple of trainers from HQ who are hoping to head to Yorkshire and do well this time around. And the first man we coaxed here was the Godolphin racing manager, Simon Crisford. Simon, another good strong hand for York, and some kind of intriguing horses that are just slipping under people's radar a little bit. I was particularly interested by the two in the Great Voltager. Enki just went down at Goodwood, and your new recruit Energizer. How's Energizer settled in?
He's settled in really well. He's a very nice colt. He's very much for next year. As a 4-year-old, I think he'll stamp his ground in the big international races. But just for the moment, he's settled in well. He put up a really eye-catching effort over 1.25 miles at Royal Ascot. We purchased him after that race with a view for next year, really. But if he can run well in the Great Voltager, then it puts him in line for a bid for the Ladbrokes and Leger. And we do expect him to run well. He's a really nice horse.
Do you expect him to beat Enki?
I think he's as good as Enki, or the same sort of horse as Enki. Well, I mean, this will tell us, obviously, but he's interesting, very interesting.
And what is it about the Goodwood running of Enki that makes you think he can turn the form round with Noble Mission?
Well, we hope he can turn the form round, and he was a little bit inexperienced at Goodwood, and I think that there's every chance that he's grown up a bit and learnt a bit, and obviously Goodwood's not the most straightforward track to race on, and the Knavesmire could be a better racecourse for him to show his real merit, and there's no reason why he couldn't reverse placings with Noble Mission, but vice versa, you might say the alternative, but we like our chances anyway.
Will you have another bash at Frankel with Fahar?
We might do. It depends. All of a sudden the race is looking a bit punchy now. I mean, forget Frankel, but the others, and with St Nicholas Abbey and Nathaniel possibly running, and obviously Sri Purutra, and twice over suddenly he's in the picture. So we might just think about it. But the only reason why we'd be happy to go to finish second is because of the timing of the race. We would want to try and get 2 races into him before Kipco Champions meeting. So, it's about the timing more than anything, and obviously the ground. If we get the ground, sometimes you've got to go where the ground is.
You've got a good clutch of stayers at the moment. Why have you chosen Cavalryman to fly the Royal Blue flag in the Lonsdale?
Well, the only 2 possibles we had for this race were Cavalryman and Colourvision. Colourvision ran at Goodwood. We freshened Cavalryman up and missed Goodwood purposefully for this. And I think that with Colourvision, there's nothing of him. He put up a good effort at Goodwood, but it was hard on him. Yeah. So we'll keep him fresh for Doncaster. 2.25 miles will suit him well. Cavalryman, he's done really well against smaller fish, and now he's back up to running against some better quality horses. It'll be tough for him, but he's in good form.
You've an entry in the Coolmore Nunthorpe Stakes, a horse called Soul, who ran extremely well in the Diamond Jubilee. Would 5 be on the sharp side for him?
Definitely, especially if it's quick ground. He might get outpaced. If it was soft ground, you could sort of fancy his chances a bit, but he really needs to get his toe in, and again, he needs a run before the Betfred Sprint Cup. So it's a question of where do we run him, and we'd probably rather run him over 5 than 7 at the moment. So I don't think we could realistically go there fancying his chances, especially if the ground was on the quick side.
And would you fancy either of your chances in the Betfred Ebor?
Well, I think the handicapper's probably got them absolutely spot on.
But he's got everything in the race.
Yeah, he has. But ours are going to have to run better than obviously their handicap ratings to win. I'm not sure. We might put a hood on Alchemos to see if that can do something better. He's been running over 1.25 miles. So we want to see what he can do over 1.6 miles, and we'll see what happens with him. Willing Foe. He ran really well at Ascot last time, but not well enough, really, to make you think you're well in for the Betfred Ebor. So I'm not sure. But both will run. But would I be backing them? I'm not.